Hello, YouTube and world. Qapla, it's Friday 5, and welcome to Friday BedLife. It's a lot like yesterday, but now I've got the camera on. Qapla, Joseph, Patrick, well before I started, says, how are you, Juanita, Paloma, Caroga? Did you shoot a flu or get shot by a flu? Anyway, both options are suffrage. Excellent, Joseph. Excellent. Sharon Moore says, greetings, Birdo Prey 5, Mama Prey 5, and fellow nerds. Thank you, Sharon Moore. Not Ryan Johnson throws in a $2 super chat. Hashtag Alpaca Life. Yes, Alpaca Life right there. Cinnabon Bunny's in the house, says hello. Azine says hello there. Welcome, Azine. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Not Ryan Johnson donated $2. Thank you so much, Not Ryan Johnson. Oh, I just said it. But thank you again. Hashtag Alpaca Life. It's one of those days. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla and here before Thomas Potts. Indeed you are. Chronos says yay, not first. Schronmore says in greetings to Sassy, chaser of cats, eater of cookies, stalker of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. And she's running back and forth. Mama Prey was playing a little fetch with her, but Sassy just fetches it once and then doesn't return it. We're working on a way to get you a Sassy cam. I don't know how it will happen. We're gonna try. It won't be on all the time, but maybe for a few minutes of stream. Carlo Albanese says, hiya, welcome, Carlo. Another loyal Karogan in this Space Engineers round at least. Sharon Moore says, home in Karoga where the sassy and alpacas play, where often is heard an SOB from Bird, and he flips off Turdistan all day. Yes, that's where I want to be. Home in Karoga. Chrono says, Qapla, Bird of Prey, Mama Prey, Minions o' Prey, and Sassy o' Prey. Thank you, Chronos. Addy in stereo, my friend, who is in Colombia right now, says Joe has a viewer in Colombia. Welcome, Addy. Hopefully you're still there come tomorrow. Sharon Moran says, and pause in the memory of Yellow Cake Uranium, orphans of Karoga, cruelly killed in Turdistani bombing of the orphanage. Yes, let's take a minute. Okay, that was a Karogan minute. Not Ryan Johnson says, Bird is hitting the sauce early. He's drunk. No. Jason Link says, Bird of Prey, why haven't you tried Karogaine yet? I have tried Karogaine, okay? It didn't help. Not Ryan Johnson wants an alpaca cam. Addy in stereo says, Joe's popularity is spreading across the world. Well, thank you. Make sure you tell some locals in Colombia, Addy, that they should tune in. Hopefully they speak English. If not, yo hablo Birdo Prey 5-0. No, that's I speak. Yo no hablo español. Hablo inglés. Y taco, a burrito, y Mexican nachos. Addy will be in Bolivia tomorrow. Very cool, Addy. Addy is going around South America to try to find his family. No, I'm kidding. He knows where his family is. Joseph Petrick says, bed life, it's like jar life, but with a picture. So makeup tutorials or haircut tips. Well, here's a tip for you. If you're ever getting your hair cut by your mom and you want it buzzed down to 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, make sure your mother puts the clip on the trimmers that actually says 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. Because if you just use the trimmers without any clip on it, that basically just shaves you bald. And you would think that maybe someone would notice that they were shaving you bald the first second they actually start doing it. But no, you would be surprised. It wouldn't be until we were done would you realize, oh crap, I forgot to put on the clip, the spacer that spaced the trimmer. So there was that time Mama Pray shaved my head completely bald because she didn't put the thing on the trimmers, and I didn't look. I should have looked. It was before I had a mirror. Now I've got a mirror I keep by me, so when I trim my hair, or she trims it, I make sure I'm seeing what's going on. Not that I mind the hair being completely off. Honestly, I've been toying with the idea of shaving it off recently, but I just wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting to see that in the mirror when I looked. Hi, Sassy. Chrono says, Jason, the buzzing is easy, of course. Oh, yes. I don't even consider it cutting. It's just buzzing. Excuse me. Here goes. Joseph says, and of course, hi, Joe, Mama Pray, Sassy, and the flock. And everybody hit that like, except Kronos, who did his part. Thank you, Joseph. And thank you, Kronos. Shromor says, Bird of Prey. Thanks. Sassy thinks if Mama Pray really wanted the ball, she wouldn't have thrown it away. So I will keep it. Bark, bark. Yeah, well, it wasn't a ball. It was a toy. But yes, that's exactly what she thinks. Kronos says, Joseph, I did my part. Yay. Carlo says, what does Carlo say? Thanks for finding the ores, especially the ice, and for letting me steal your components. No problem, Carlo. That was the whole point of getting those things, and I set yesterday when I was leaving for the night, I set the assembler to just build a whole bunch of crap. Figured it'd be ready by morning, because I can do that type of stuff. I'm still learning at building the ships, especially the big ships and the bases, but getting the components, that I can handle. I'm sorry, I keep feeling like there's something on my lip, but I don't see anything. Shronmore says, remember, fellow nerds, switch to live chat. Thank you, Shronmore. I think I have. Yes, I did. Joseph Patrick says, sure you did. You're a fan, Kronos. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Will we see you crash more ships? Yes, Kronos. Not right now. It's still really early in the game. And Azine and Carlos, since you guys are here, I don't know. I mean, we're just getting started. Everybody's just getting started. But, and if Thomas isn't here, so this is even better. Anti-Tracker is away in the woods. Thomas Potts is not on the Kurdistani team. He transferred to the server team so he can finish building Alexander's restaurant. I believe that leaves only one active member of Kurdistan in the game right now. I would bet there's no better time to attack Kurdistan than right now if we had a way. Unfortunately, all I know is that Kurdistan has started on one of the moons. There's 2 moons. I don't know which moon. And I don't know that we even have a way to get to the moon yet. But if there was a way, today, tomorrow, it would be the time to do it. Just saying. Not, not destroy them completely. Just go in, smash things up, let them know we mean business. Kronos misses the Taco Bell dog. Yeah, yo quiero Taco Bell. They should bring him back. Not Ryan Johnson says, let's see how long it takes Bird to start saying you people. You people having me saying things. Mr. Londell's groovy movie says, Qapla, Qapla, Mr. Londell. Surf Tricktronics, it's time for your baseline say, with the cells interlinked 3 times. Time for your baseline. Say within cells interlinked 3 times. Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked. Jason Link says they need to cast the Taco Bell dog in the frosted guacamole holes commercial. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Even with that clip, it's not bald, aka squeaky head anyway. Well, it was pretty damn close to bald. Drawing for the fun of it. Bird of Prey, hello, welcome. Drawing for the fun of it. Everybody should check out Drawing for the Fun of It's channel. Does some really nice videos. Most of them, while he's a professional artist, I assume. He's doing, real, crazy drawings, much more in-depth than I ever would have thought went into computer animated, or computer drawings. Not even animated, but computer drawings. So, yeah, check him out. He does videos on all sorts of topics, top sci-fi movies, top movies, talks about different sci-fi topics. But the background, while he's doing all this, he's usually drawing a character or something in the background on the computer. Jason Lynx says, Bird of Prey, shave on the top and leave a ponytail. I wish. I wish the hair would ever get that long. My hair curls up, so if it gets long, it gets curly. Mama Prey hates cutting it. Carlos says, I've tried. I'm getting to the point of going bald. There's a point of no return. Yes.
Explain why I hate cutting it, not that I hate cutting it.
You hate cutting it because you like to see the curls.
Yes. Not that I hate cutting it.
I thought that was pretty obvious in the way I explained it. But in case it wasn't, she hates it because she loves seeing the curly hair. Granted, the curly hair only comes in over here, but, mothers. Kronos says, get the Lex Luthor O'Prey look. Maybe we'll do that for a special occasion. Yosef, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the smoothest of us all? Anti-Trekker, oh, welcome, Anti-Trekker. Were you here? Wow. Hello from the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. To run away from all the craziness and got a call. They're totaling my truck. Wow. Honestly, Anti-Trekker, that's probably the best thing that could have happened. We had a Dad O'Prey's truck. Got hit pretty bad. They did not total it. And it was never the same. Honestly, that thing would have been worth $10,000 today if it never got hit. Now it's barely worth scrap, unfortunately. I'm sorry if you don't strike me as the person who has any emotional attachment to your vehicles. So for you, I imagine it'll probably be better than nothing. Although you'll have to get a new truck and not wait for it to be fixed. I think it's win-win. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Don't forget to switch to live chat. That is all. Thank you, Kronos. I believe I did. On the computer, I'm on Top Chat. On the tablet, I'm on live chat, even though I said it twice. Thank you so much, Kronos. I guess I must have missed some people. Surf Trictronics Bird, you're a white nationalist now with a bald head. No. Although, Grandma Opre 5, this is going back, 2 decades. The first time I shaved my head, I was like, 24, 25 maybe. So maybe 15, 16 years ago. And she used to do this to anybody with a shaved head. She'd say, oh, he's a skinhead, not understanding that skinhead meant something else. My grandson, he became a skinhead. No, Grandma, I just shaved my head. I'm not a skinhead. There's a big difference. They're all skinheads. Yeah, so you might find a quote from my grandmother calling me a skinhead at some point. That doesn't mean I was. So there's Anti-Trekker again. Sorry about your truck, Anti-Trekker, although I think it's for the best. Kronos says, don't forget to switch to live chat. Kronos says, Anti-Trekker, how is the scenery? He doesn't know what the scenery is. He's in the tent. Sharon Moore says, Bird of Prey, another tip to remember. When you are trying to trim your hair, don't sneeze. You could end up with an unsightly strip through your hair. Experience speaking here. Wow, Sharon Moore, sorry about that. Joseph is Anti-Trigger. Time to make Joe jealous and get a Jeep. He probably will, which is, I recommend it. Though not a modern Jeep, Anti-Trigger. None of those control by wire things. You need to have an actual steering column. Carlos says, I think your ships were good, probably best not to have batteries on auto. Yeah, Carlo tells me today that there was a bug in the game. I don't know if it's technically been fixed or not, but anytime you take a ship out that has batteries, you want to put it to discharge instead of auto, and when you get back to the base, put it to recharge instead of auto. Of course, I found this out by trying to take out a ship he built, and I saw the thrusters were on, so I disconnected it from the connector and promptly fell straight to the ground because I did not realize the batteries were set to recharge, which basically means there was no power to the thrusters. And I landed upside down on top of it, so I had to weld on thrusters pointed the opposite direction because this particular ship did not have any reverse, thrusters. Kronos says, Anti-Trigger, we're sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm not really sorry. I just hope he's okay with it. And Kronos is asking Anti-Trigger any good news. That is the good news. Jason tells Anti-Trigger, go get some rest, bud, and sucks about your truck. Carlos says, we have a chance to get ahead of the turd. Yes, lol. We have a way we can rebuild him. We have the technology. Kronos says, Bird of Prey, I agree, just not the same dog. And Kronos says, son of an alpaca. SOOA. Shroudmore says, Anti-Trigger, hope you're doing okay. You don't seem to catch a break, but even us Kurogans are here for you. Yes, that is true. Surf Trictronics says, I'm a mercenary. Largest contract I will honor. Yosef says, Bird of Prey, would be cool having stickers or flags from the countries of your fans, even like virtual ones, framing. Even the virtual ones framing you. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, I don't have a hell of a lot of room left on the laptop screen, but maybe if they were really small. I heard a noise outside, had to check the cameras. Anti-Trigger says the scenery is great, beautiful, and the stuff that is not And the stuff that is not Mrs. Anti-Tracker is okay too. Very good one. Kronos is Anti-Trigger, good to hear. And Kronos says, hey to Mama Prey. Drawing for the fun of it says, Bird of Prey, wow, thank you so much. I feel honored for the shout out. Glad you laughed at my latest video. I did. His last video, it's a short one, but it's a good one. Mike Richards is greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Kronos is saying hi to people. Surf Trictronics, my mom loves curly hair, so I just grow out a Game of Thrones rat's nest, a GOT rat's nest puffball because it's the style now to have shaggy hair, if you say so. Mrs. Anti-Trekker's in the house. Says, hey guys, welcome, Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Hopefully you keep Michael from, slipping down a cliff in the woods. That would be a real shame. And then Dr. Alex would have to come, rescue you.
Just tell them have a good time.
Okay. Have a good time. Enjoy your time in the woods. Hopefully there's no, mountain lions or bears. If there is, maybe you guys are packing protection. That's all I'm saying. Kronos is like Anti-Trekker loves a truck, just doesn't have the same ring to it. No, it doesn't. Kronos says, hey to everybody, saying hello to Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Joseph's is drawing for the fun of it because of the upbeat intro. You got a subscriber. We'll watch your videos after the stream. Very cool, Joseph, and very cool drawing for the fun of it. Chris Purser says, Qapla, Bird of Prey, Qapla, Chris Purser. Chris Purser says, it's confirmed, Bird is a skinhead. Yeah. Mrs. Anti-Trekker says, Kronos, we're totally chill. I see. Kronos is cue ball of prey. That could be one of it. Drawing for the fun of it. Thanks, Joseph. Kronos is Mrs. Anti-Trekker. I'm imitating Monty Burns. Excellent. Surf Trictronics says skinheads are derived from post-war Europe. They would shave women's heads that were N-word collaborators. Is that where it came from? Interesting. Kronos is imitating. Oh, Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Kronos is the Mrs. Anti-Trekker. I'm imitating Monty Burns. Yes, I fixed that while I was reading it without even noticing. Joseph is waving at Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Carlos says, was a couple of years ago, the battery bug was bad. The battery bug? Oh, on Space Engineers. Yeah. I'm guessing that I'm going to blame all of my crashes on the battery bug. Anti-Trigger says, yeah, not emotionally attached, but it was a great truck. Did a lot of custom work. Stereo with subs, steel step plates, bed liner, custom wrap, etc. Well, I am sorry. It does sound like you put a lot of work into your truck then. Mrs. Anti-Trekker is laughing at Kronos and saying, hey to Joseph. Joseph says, Anti-Trekker, can you remove it? Must be worth a bunch of money. Chris says, remember, Bird of Prey, no grandson can contradict their Nona. Rock Solid says, remember, turn on the mic and camera before streaming. Smash that like button, tickle the subscribe button, share via socials, donate if you can, join the subscribe star, and Anti-Trekker is the man. Wow, Rock Solid, you made me say it. Shronmore says, hey to Mrs. Anti-Trekker. You guys should be enjoying the woods. Am I that far behind? No, I'm not that far behind. Okay. There we go. Carlos says, remember, Space Engineers, slow and steady wins the speed mod. Anti-Trigger says, I don't know. I will ask when we get back. If the insurance pays for it all, I'm cool. They're not going to pay for it all, Anti-Trigger. Mike Richards says, Anti-Trigger, we have room in our ship. And has an alien's face in the sign. Anti-Trigger is lolling. Kronos is bird of prey. I was referring to the Taco Bell dog and hoping they don't use the same one if they bring the commercial back. You don't want a little Chihuahua if they bring back? Why would they bring back the Taco Bell dog and not bring back a Chihuahua? I mean, obviously they're not going to use the same dog. That dog is unfortunately long dead, I'm sure. But if they bring back the commercials, they're going to have to. If they bring back a different dog, then they're not bringing back the commercials. They're simply doing a different dog commercial. I mean, I think Chihuahua is being, considered, I think, Mexican, or Latin American descent. It makes sense. Rock Solid says, be careful in the woods, Anti-Tracker. There are wild alpacas running in herds with the Sasquatches. Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Sasquatch. Surf Trictronics says, oh gosh, what happened? Anti-Tracker truck. Did he slam on his brakes and get rear-ended and flopped around on the street like a fish out of water? No, this was a few weeks ago. Anti-Tracker hit a college student. Or he claims a college student hit him. But I think we know the truth. Carlos says, hope you're both doing well and enjoying your time away. Mr. Londell says, so now Spidey is back in the MCU. All of that wailing and gnashing of teeth was for nothing. Spidey is gonna get woke, just like the rest of the MCU. You know, I just don't care because I'm barely a Spider-Man fan. So, I mean, I liked it. I mean, I liked Homecoming, and I still have to see Far From Home. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. But it doesn't make a difference to me. It's not like Star Trek or even Star Wars or Stargate. Mr. Miles says, who wants to help support a starving artist editor? Anti-Tracker didn't pay me again. He probably forgot to feed Auntie too. Yes, we need to rescue Auntie. I'm putting together a team. They're gonna rescue Auntie from Anti-Tracker. Mr. Mouse says, help us. And then he says, me. Yes, help me. Kronos goes, Cree! Mr. Miles, I think you should strike. Sharon Moore says, Anti-Tracker will be the source of the Tennessee Sasquatch. The question is, will Mrs. Anti-Tracker turn him in for the bounty? Mr. Miles goes, Cree, Jaffa! Kronos says, Mr. Miles, by helping Anti-Tracker, aren't I helping you? Mr. Miles says, no, he didn't pay me, lol. Yeah. Anti-Tracker, seems like you've got a revolt on your hands. Kronos says, dough. Mrs. Anti-Tracker says, bird of prey. I will keep Anti-Tracker safe, but I do have Dr. Alex on speed dial. Very good. You know, it's always good to have a doctor on speed dial, just in case. Anti-Tracker's apologizing. Sorry, I was in a hurry to get out of town. Of course you are, Anti-Tracker. Gotta get out of town so that Mr. Biles doesn't come looking for his money. Joseph Patrick with a €2 super chat. Joe, feel free forwarding this to Mr. Miles. Sure, Mr. Miles. I'll pay you next month. Yeah. Don't wait up. Anti-Tracker says town. Mr. Miles says Auntie is trying to starve me to death. Kronos says, do the Tennessee Sasquatches play the banjo? Some of them do. Some of them are well trained. Those are the ones that were adopted by humans, you know, the Tennessee hill folk, and they raised them. They thought it was their hairy baby. They raised them as their own kid for the first few years. And it was only like around 6, 7 years old when the kid, stopped shaving and refused to let the daddy shave him anymore and ran into the woods. Did they realize that wasn't a baby? That was a Sasquatch. So those ones, they play the banjo. Rock Solid says, did Anti-Trigger have a block punk in it like the SUX 600 from RoboCop? I don't know that word. Kronos says, Rock Solid, the hostage taker never gets the blop punked. Jesus, I don't know. Rock Solid says, Kronos, I know it was the saddest part of the movie. I haven't seen RoboCop in so long. Kronos' Bird of Prey, that was my point, the same dog. Well, then don't worry, Kronos. It's not going to be the same dog. Surf Trick Tronics says, Anti-Trigger, go outside and get some sun. You won't light up like... get outside, get some sun, or so you won't light up a room like a spotlight. Get off computer. I'm guessing they're on their phones. Mr. Miles says, I'm holding up a sign that says, we'll edit for food. Okay, Mr. Miles. Kronos says, Mr. Miles, Anti-Trigger didn't give you any homework to do. Yeah, shouldn't you be busy right now editing something? Joseph's is on a retreat away with my missus. We definitely enjoying the wood. Joseph, Mr. Miles says, Kronos, you got that backwards, lol. Rock Solid says, Mr. Miles, I have content. I don't pay much, but if you want to edit and not get paid while Anti-Trigger is out, I can send you some footage. Jason Link with a $2 super chat. Damn it, Bird of Prey. Just use the frackin' Kurogaine. Kurogaine. Yes, Mama Prey. Hysterical laughing at Kurogaine. And Mr. Miles sent me a photo. Will code HTML for food. Oh, that's so sad. I mean, it's probably a Photoshop, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was real. Let's see. I don't know if I can get it up. Fish, I just said that, didn't I? I don't know if I can get it up in the browser. Yep, I did. It's small, though. That's the picture that Mr. Miles sent. Will code HTML for food. I'm assuming that isn't Mr. Miles, though I can't be sure. I've never seen what Mr. Miles looks like, to be completely honest. Mama Prey saying she sent me an email with pictures of Sassy. I guess we should see the pictures of Sassy. I would imagine I can. I mean, I'm a pretty smart guy. Let's see. Mr. Miles says, I sent Bert an image of what it's like to work for Anti-Tracker. Okay, we've got pictures from Mama Prey. Oh, and videos. Aw. Let's see. How can I bring these up? How can I bring these up in my other browser? Well, we don't need that one. This one's pretty good. Come on, Gmail. Let me copy it. Fine, we'll download it. We'll download them. We'll make a sassy folder.
Who's been holding up the damn elevator?
Thank you, Chris Purser, for the $5. Greatly appreciated. Sassy's going nuts. Mia and Nova. Okay, well, let's see. We'll download a couple. There we go. Okay. So now we'll go back to the web browser. There it is. And we'll add images. Choose photo or video. Don't look at my folders. Don't look at my folders. Sassy. There we go. Do you want to keep audio? Sure. Yeah, keep audio. Probably was a bad idea. So yeah, Imager allows audio in your video clips now, which is cool. Okay, there's a picture of Sassy on the bed, and that's the toy Mama Prey was throwing at her, for her to catch, and it's taking its sweet time with these videos. So let me go back to reading some comments while we wait for these videos to load. There we go. There we go. It's Mama Prey taking a little video of Sassy Dog. And there she is. She's barking. Oh, I have the audio off. No, that's I speak. Oh, and that's my voice. It was like no hablo español. Okay, and we got another video of Sassy doing the same exact thing. No, that's I speak. And that's the still picture, and we got one last video here. So no, this one's a little different. Okay, so there we go. There's Sassy. Good Sassy. Hashtag stay sassy. Where are we? Kronos says, Mr. Miles, didn't Anti-Trigger give you homework? Oh, I read that. Rock Solid offered that he had stuff that needed to be edited for free. Mr. Londell says, I think Chihuahua dogs are traced back to Aztec royalty. Well, that works. Shronor says, Kronos, I believe some do. The sound of the banjo is the sign of a Tennessee Sasquatch. Yes, many Tennessee Sasquatch play banjo. Anti-Trigger says, okay, we're signing off. The internet here is very weak, so no stream tonight. Qapla all. Take care, Anti-Trigger, and, well, I guess you're not going to be streaming tonight. I could take over the stream. No, I won't, but enjoy your time away. I know you've already signed off, but I know we all wish Anti-Trigger and Mrs. Anti-Trigger have a very good time. Mr. Miles says, rock solid, how can I buy food with footage? Mr. Miles, the human body can go like 30 days without food. So as long as you've got tap water somewhere, you'll be okay. Chris Purser says, Mr. Miles, I can only pay in crepes. Unfortunately, my U.S. customers won't allow it to cross the border. Carlos says, good night to Anti-Tracker. Rock Solid says, Far From Home comes out on 10/1. Yes, I'm waiting. So this week, so maybe I can't watch it today, this weekend. When is 10/1? Tuesday. Well, of course. The movie comes in on Tuesday. Kronos is later to Anti-Tracker and Mrs. Anti-Tracker. Yosef says, have fun, Anti-Tracker. Surf Trictronics says, send food stamps to Mr. Miles. Roxanne says, it's darn good footage, Mr. Miles. Surf Trictronics, Mr. Miles start a union. Yes. Kronos, hashtag save Mr. Miles. Mr. Miles is agreeing. Yes, hashtag save Mr. Miles. Stromore breaking news. Bird of Prey will pay Mr. Miles, chief engineer, the next time a month begins with a Z. I'm okay with that. Rock Solid says it's pronounced Blau Punk.
Who's been holding up the damn elevator?
Thank you so much, Kronos, with the $5 donation. Greatly appreciated. You got a Dax eyebrow raise there. Blau Punk. I still don't understand what I'm talking about there, Rock Solid. Kronos is Rock Solid. Has that company still in existence? Mike Richards says Tennessee Sasquatch, another true story from the Bird of Prey Chronicles. That doesn't count. That was only a couple sentences. Surf Electronics says, Bird, can you give me the fixed lines for college football Saturday from your Mafia connections? Yes, Tennessee is going to win by 4. I assume Tennessee has a college football team. And Alabama, bet against Alabama. Rock Solid says it's a Kronos. Kronos says, wow. Rock Solid. Mr. Miles says, I sent Bird an image of what it looks like to work for Anti-Tracker. Kronos is lolling. Surf Trictronics, Mr. Miles is chained up in Laura's basement and gets food through a door for editing a video. Kronos says, wow, that's pretty pathetic, Mr. Miles. Mr. Miles says, it's the hard knock life for me. Kronos says, that poor little orphan Miles. Well, at least he wasn't a Kurogan orphan. Shromore says, Mr. Miles, unlike working for Anti-Tracker, at least Bird of Prey, empty promises of pay without the beatings you get from Anti-Tracker. Kronos says, Sassy should have had a jerky fundraiser. Yeah, where's Sassy's jerky? She'd eat it all. She'd eat it all right away. Kronos says, hello, Dax, indeed. Jason Link, hashtag free anti. Yes, free anti and hashtag save Mr. Miles. See, everything Anti-Tracker touches gets a hashtag to save it. Kronos says FedEx is at the door. Well, no, Sassy, not here. I said that and she got right up. No, I think he means at his house. Chris Purser says, Dax, my favorite DS9 character. Carlos says, okay, so I checked how many episodes. Where did it go? So I checked how many episodes Picard played with his crystal. Apparently, it's a common Mandela effect. It is in 78 episodes. I'm on season 3 and notice it all the time now. What are you talking about? Picard playing with crystals. That can't possibly be true. Carlo, give me one TNG episode, 1 point where you're telling me Picard is playing with crystals. We'll bring it up. Surf Trictronics says small dogs bark loud from an evolutionary survival instinct to fool predators into thinking it's a larger dog. Oh, that's interesting. Carlo says Sassy looks beautiful. Ah, thank you, Carlo. Mr. Miles says, Surf Turtronics, I don't think that makes much sense because the pitch of the bark goes up the smaller the dog is, the larger dog, the deeper the voice. Kronos says, looks so sad, needs jerky. They're going to send you jerky, maybe, Sassy. Oh, yes. She's like, it's about damn time. Don't worry, Sassy. It's still, you're better off. Auntie has to wear a leash in the house. There's Sassy. She's walking around. She's like, where's my jerky? There's a reason they're called Yip Yips. Mr. Miles says, nobody is afraid of Yip Yip noise, just annoying. Carlos says, Kronos, who's Sassy or Bird? Kronos says, Carlo, Miles as well. Carlo is smiling. Surf Electronics says, Mr. Miles, go back to your edits for food so you won't starve tonight. Carlos says, hashtag save Miles. Save Mr. Miles, hashtag Mr. Miles. Help support a starving editor. Carlos says, everything comes on Tuesday. Yes, and Kronos, thank you again for your $5. Kronos got a Dax too. Joseph Patrick, now Joe, send the jerky to Mr. Miles. I don't have any jerky. If I had jerky, Sassy would be eating it. Jason Link, Kronos, too bad it wasn't Space Lesbian Dax. Mr. Miles says, hey, that's right, I got no jerky. When Anti-Tracker gets it, sent to him, left, right, even his dog gets some, but not his editor. Unsubbing. Yeah, Mr. Miles, you should be getting like at least 25% of the stuff sent to Anti-Tracker. You should bring that up with him next time. Ms. Lundell says, Blopunk is still out there. If you have the money, they'll do your vehicle sound system up nicely. Kronos is lowing. Surf Trictronics says, I'm mailing expired MREs to the Anti-Tracker P.O. box to give to Mr. Miles. Kronos says, that's funny. Everyone just bird tell. Yeah, yes. I don't want to say it. She'll go to the door again. Joseph. Okay, I can't put that. Mr. Miles says, Surf Electronics, I just expired MREs because they're MREs. I trust expired MREs because they're MREs, yes. Dan23 says, hi, welcome Dan23. Dan23 says, if you type into YouTube Captain the Play card playing with crystals, you actually get a video showing that there was some in his office and he holds them in some episode. If you type into YouTube Captain the Play card, Captain Picard, I'm guessing that was a fix. That was your your phone. Captain Picard playing with crystals. You actually get a video showing that there was. We'll try that. We will try that right now. Dan23 gives a thumbs up. Surf Electronics storm Laura's basement to rescue Mr. Miles. Carlos's conspiracy where silence has Elise a conundrum. Sharon Moore, no, I'm not going to ask Alexa. Cancel. Jason Links is Bird of Prey. Be back in 5 minutes. Closing the store and going upstairs to go home. Sounds good, Jason. Kronos is Surf Electronics. I thought Mr. Miles was buried in a box on Anti-Tracker's property. And Carlos is not just Season 1. Wow. Dan23 is TNG Season 5 episode Conundrum where they lose their memories and go off to destroy a space alien station. You can see him playing with the crystals in his office. I am. We're going to see what YouTube comes up with. We're going to see what YouTube comes up with. Captain Picard playing with crystals. Um,
I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation Starship Enterprise. My entire youth was spent in the pursuit of that goal. On my way. Come. The situation has become critical.
so that's supposed to be a dilithium crystal?
Fundamental doubts whether or not it can be justified. Make it so.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't ever recall him touching a crystal, but I mean, granted, the way they edited this is like probably 10 seconds of footage that they've pulled out of 7 seasons, and they were able to get 34 seconds of footage. Not all of it, mind you, is he actually touching the crystal. So maybe there's 20 seconds of him holding a crystal, probably across all 7 seasons. I suspect that they're overblowing it. Like, obviously that's never in the episode, and this is like 10 seconds of just looking at the crystal. Kronos is Gratch, you caught up. John treats his bird, Sassy, and putting bird and alpaca beagle bits outside of Kuroga. There's one coming near me, should be ready by January 2020. Kronos is maybe a Kyber crystal. Surf Trictronics says Steve Shive is lives in 30 minutes. How exciting. Wow. Carlo doesn't know if it's a dilithium crystal, but you can buy a replica of it from Amazon. Chris Purvis says, Mr. Miles, you're safe until you hear lore. Start typing, puts lotion on skin, puts the lotion in the basket. Wow. No, it's not a Kryptonian crystal. Shromor says, Bird of Prey, that is Wesley Crusher's science project. Picard stole it, so he would fail. What did I click on? Stop. So he would fail his class. He just kept it for the memories and the lols. That would make more sense. Miss Lodell's Bird of Prey looks photoshopped. I don't remember him playing with any kind of crystal. I mean, it could have been a couple of seconds in an episode, and then I would have liked to have seen an entire scene unedited just to see what was actually going on. Okay, well, while I'm in the web browser, there was this fire at a diner in Long Island. This was a diner I used to go to pretty regularly back when I was walking and driving. The Harvest Diner in Westbury, Long Island. Shame, 40 plus years, owned by the same family. Burned down yesterday. Very sad. This is where it was, off Old Country Road in Nassau County, Long Island. And they already have it marked as closed. Alexander's in the house. Alexander with a $2 Canadian super chat. We were 500,000 people in the streets of Montreal. Alexander, what were you doing in the streets of Montreal? Were you campaigning for MCU Aunt May naked? 500,000 strong? Good for you. Good for you. Guys, give me a quick second. I need to take my pill. Let me put on a commercial. I'll be right back.
Break free and feel. Feel how splendid you are with the fragrance created by Gloria Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, a rich, expressive fragrance that reveals to the world just how splendid you are. Vanderbilt, let it release the splendor of you, Vanderbilt.
We know you. Let it rain, you say to her.
will have a wonderful day. And you pour the Almaden. Almaden Chenin Blanc. Fragrant, fresh, delicate. It's one of your favorites. We know the wine you like because we've been making wine longer than any other California winery. We know you. We make your wine.
Time takes you beyond the news.
Time flies and you are there. Time cries and lets you care. You understand the world we share.
This week, Time helps you understand the spoils of war, the diplomatic and human costs of victory in Lebanon and the Falklands.
Read time and understand.
Sorry about those commercials. Hope you, none particularly fun ones, but you know, they can't all be winners. Mr. Miles is asking if Alexander was protesting his starvation. Mr. Miles says it's people. Soylent Green is made out of people. Alexander puts in another $2 Canadian super chat. Where with Greta against greenhouse gas emissions? Do you think that going to a rally and a lot of people rallying, I mean, not just the physical effort that goes in, but the transit involved in getting there, some people had to drive extra trains. Is it possible that it caused more pollution? I'm just wondering. What do we? Oh, Anti-Trekker sent me a photo. It says, "Hey, there are alpacas here." Okay, so you guys are about to see some alpacas that Anti-Trekker just found while he was in the Tennessee woods. Alexander puts in another $2 super chat saying, "Public transport were free today for the rally." Well then, I guess they thought of everything. Congratulations, Alexander. I am glad you are happy. If you're happy, Alexander, I'm happy. I would have wished it was 500,000 to see MCU Aunt May naked, but maybe next time you could put that on the back of a sign. So I guess while Anti-Trekker is in the woods, he's at a supermarket or something, and the Kellogg's breakfast has alpaca. Fueling minds and bodies for school and beyond, a brighter future. I don't know if that's technically an alpaca, but I suppose it is. It looks like one. So yeah, if you want to know how Anti-Trekker enjoys the great outdoors, here's the photographic proof of Anti-Trekker enjoying the great outdoors, which is great segue because I'm going to show you some video of how I used to enjoy the great outdoors back in the day. But let me read a few more. You know what? I'm going to put the audio down and we'll play some of this. And I'll read some comments as this plays. So this is up at the Adirondacks house, where my friends and I would go. We'd spend, that's one of my friends. We'd go up after Thanksgiving and sometimes other times during the year. And we'd all hang out, we'd play games, we'd go out into the woods, we'd drive our Jeeps, we'd shoot things, and just have a good old time. One of my friends would bring his DJ equipment, and would just be playing constant music, which I could have done without. Oh, we had the big fireplace. A lot of city people, they really enjoy those fireplaces. I know for you rural people, And even suburban people, oh, fireplace is nothing special. But you're living your whole life in New York City. There's not many fireplaces. Fireplace is a lot of fun. Yeah, so this was Sister Opray's favorite game, beer pong. Although she's not in this particular footage, she might be in it later. She was there. These are all my friends from college, and a couple of them are Sister Opray's friends. But everybody on camera right now are my college friends or friends of friends. So yeah, the date is correct, November 29th, 2002. The time might be a little off, I forget. Jason Link is back. Welcome back, Jason. Served Electronics is low. Place the lotion into the bucket or sprayed with the hose, and somebody's turning off the lights to spook people out. I don't know who. It certainly wasn't me. I'm holding the camera. Carlos says that he's not holding it for too long, but it's noticeable. He seems to have a tough choice when he plays with it. I'm gonna, when I rewatch there's Sister Opray. Is DJ here? You got a quick look. I don't know why my friend Dan is moving the lamp. I guess he wants to set the mood. He's the DJ, so he's the one with the DJ equipment. Oh, there's Sister Opray. She put, what she's saying here is she put American cheese on top of Elio's pizza because there just wasn't a hell of a lot of food choices. And she says, I'm working with what I've got here. Yeah, sassy. Yeah, okay, taking her out. Alexander says, hi, Bert. Welcome, Alexander. Hello to you, too. Yes. Joseph says, Surf Tricktonics. Today I watched another video on Trek, DS9 episode Sanctuary. It was about immigrants and preachy, and he, being Steve Shives, I assume, twisted it so hard I simply unsubscribed. Yeah. Okay, so this is my friend Dan, and he made homemade snow pants because when we got there was no real snow on the ground, and he was dressed in shorts. I don't know why he brought shorts, but he needed to get to the car in the middle of the night, and he just threw on 2 garbage bags as snowshoes, as snow pants, and it worked. It worked. I mean, the majority of us here are engineers. To be fair, most of us up there were engineers. Yeah, that's my friend Steve. His wife next to him now. I don't think they were married at the time. My friend Joe and his friend next to him. Well, we got some noise from outside. What was that? I don't know. Oh, UPS. UPS is outside. Sassy's not coming. Okay, so this is going to take a while, so I'm going to let it play while I read. But basically, we had perfect snow for making a snowball, and I'm here. This is me, not that. That's Steve. That's me. Okay, that's Sister Opray recording. The snow was perfect for making a snowball. I kept rolling a snowball till it got so big I couldn't even move it myself. Okay, but I decided that we were going to move this snowball and get it down. There's a ditch. There's a ditch about 6 feet in front of me. So I said, until we get this snowball down the ditch, we're not done. So I had, I don't know, 6, 7 guys out there. It took us forever. That snowball, God knows how much it weighed. 1, 2, 3 of us, we couldn't do it. We needed all of us to finally push this thing over the edge. And of course, you know, we're having snowball fights in the meantime. Sister O'Prey didn't like the fact that she was recording because it was cold outside. She's recording from the doorway of the house. And also, this was Sony night vision camera, which was something new at the time. So it was, you know, I thought it was so cool to have a night vision camera. But yes, I insisted that she tape. She shut off night vision there. There it is. It's back on. My friend Everett, also an engineer, correctly said that when you watch it, you'll be able to see it. So,
how much of this do you want me to record? Bottom of what?
She asked, how much of this do you want me to record? I said, until it hits the bottom. She said, the bottom of what? She forgot that there was a ditch there. This thing had to weigh, I don't know, 800, 1,000 pounds. It's just solid ice for the most part. You know, UPS is out there.
I know.
Okay. Right, I don't think so. I mean, there's one of my friends, not one of my smaller friends either, literally standing on top of this thing. It didn't give an inch. It is just solid ice. I will not rest until this thing falls into that ditch. This is the type of stuff we do. Kronos says, yay, the 80s. Mr. Miles says, Kronos, I do that sort of thing. By the way, Snape kills Dumbledore. Dan23 says, Star Trek TNG, The Chase. Captain Picard is giving an antique relic that he keeps as a prized possession. But in Generations, at the end, he just tosses it and throws it aside. Interesting. Carlos says, but remember the time you thought Tim Russ was in Star Trek 6 and not Generations? Yes, yes, yes. But was an Excelsior class variant. Schronmore says, Mr. Miles, they were burger highlight flight. Yosef says, Mr. Miles, I only hope Dobie will survive and no more spoilers, please. No, and where? I jumped ahead. Surf Trictronics says, James Cameron announced Blade Runner and Aliens in the same universe. And Chrono says, I was wrong about the Tim Russ big time. Yeah, me too. Mr. Miles is throwing out spoilers now. Vader is Luke's father. Godspeed says, Bird of Prey, hey, did you dye your hair? I did not dye my hair. Godspeed. Jason Link, there's literally hours of 60s, 70s, and 80s commercials on YouTube. Yeah, that's where I was getting them from. Kronos says, Mr. Miles, son of an alpaca. Mr. Miles says, Alexander, while you were out, the protest for anti-trekker to pay me too. Yes, yes. Dan23 says, I wonder why he doesn't use Star Trek commercials. I don't have Star Trek commercials. Yosef says, yes, I'm against farts as well. Kronos says, I love steak. Farting steak even better. I don't know about that. Schronmore says, Joseph, I'm actually against farts incarceration. I always release them into the wild. Wow. Mr. Miles says, Alexander, you okay with YouTubers starving their editors? Dan23 says, the only way to get that free bus travel was if the ticket machine on the bus is broken. The only way to get free bus travel is if the ticket machine on the bus is broken. Well, maybe where you are. Okay, I think this might have been it. I paused it. Yes! We're all raising our arms in victory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
Hero number 1, number 2, number 3. Cool. Alright, I'm shutting this off now.
I'm gonna smoke a jizzle.
Say goodbye. So, Joe, how do you feel?
That's me.
Let it be known.
This is still on night shot. You probably look like you're emanating light.
Of the 2,102nd year AD.
I was so out of it.
Snow bridge to the other side of the drainage ditch was successfully completed. The journey was over 3 dozen strenuous yards, both up and downhill and on plateau. The work was drenched.
Okay, so yeah. So that was what was going on. Okay, here's some footage of us shooting. I'll just play that while I read more comments.
Somebody wants to take some shots with a BB gun first.
Yeah, we're gonna start with a BB gun. We go up to the real gun a little later. Surf Trictronics says, tell Anti-Tracker to watch Deliverance. People there in them hills. Mr. Miles says, I'm gonna have to eat worms and die. No, don't eat worms and die, Mr. Miles. If you eat insects, they'll keep you alive. Dan23 says the only way to get... Okay, I read that one. Kronos is without beef. Where will Mr. Miles get his jerky? Yeah, Joseph says, Shrowmore, I will keep some as my pets at home. Surf Trictronics is Bird, that's your safe house hideaway during the Five Fingers War. Dan23 says, when I moved into a house once, there was a fireplace in every room, but all but the one were boarded up. Ouch. Showmore says, Joseph, yes, some of them became domesticated and hang out at the house. Jason Link, Bird of Prey, there's a bar and grill about a block from where I live called the Bird Bar. Well, you should probably go hang out there. Kronos will help out. Oh, because DJ's not here, yes. Vile Mike says, howdy folks, welcome Vile Mike, and remember check out Vile Mike's channel. I heard that there's a new video coming out this Sunday. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, hey Birdman, can't stay, just here to drop a like, thank you Wes. Shronmore says, hey to Vile Mike. Wesley says, what is this video? I'm just playing some old videos of where I was upstate in the Adirondacks in 2002 while I read comments, because why not? Vile says, what's going on? This was me up with my friends in 2002 in upstate New York. Dan23 says, I went to a bird sanctuary once called the House of Bird. Mr. Miles says, engineers, BS, I don't see a single wrench in any of their hands. When we were working on the piping, on the plumbing system, we had wrenches. Joseph says, they're not chief engineers. That is true. Surf Trictronics says, none of the warring families will ever find you guys in that cabin. That's the thought. Kronos is Bird of Prey. What, you were the snowball. No. Dan23, don't use yellow snow. Yes, we're aware of that. Surf Trictronics, a ditch. Lol. What's really in the snowball bird? Godspeeds his bird of prey. I honestly hope you are a happy man. Thank you. Surf Trick Tronic says, wow, five poor lost souls wrapped up inside like a snowball. Carlos is bird of prey. That's a big ball of ice. Yes. Dan23 says Tim Russ played more than one character in Star Trek. Yes, that's true. Godspeeds is bird of prey. That's the delivery service or Beagle Bites Ice. It's the best chumps, and it took 5 weeks in the snow to deliver. I paid them in Monopoly money. Carlos says Tim Russ was in TNG and Picard let him die with a barium suite. Oh, that's right. He was one of the, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, he was one of the criminals trying to take over the ship. Mr. Miles says, yup, Tim Russ was a terrorist in Starship Mine. He went up to get his saddle. Right, because we saw him always riding horses. No, we've gone to the real gun. I can tell from the damage at this point. Kronos is Picard. What a jerk. Dan23 says Deep Space Nine. Tim Russ played a Klingon on the Mirror Universe and a Mirror Universe guy. Josh reads his bird. Did you ever have hair? Yes. Didn't you see the hair I had back in 2002? And before that, I had more hair. When I was a teenager and a young kid, my hair was super, super thick. Crazy thick. And Mama probably saying, yeah, and curly. Really, really thick. And by college, it was already noticeably thinning on top. Just wasn't meant to be. Godspeeds his bird of prey, Mama prey. He was only eating pizza with mint on it, they promised. I wasn't eating pizza. I did not like pizza at that time. Surf Trick Tronic says the Godfather stays inside while his soldiers dispose of bodies in the snowball. Kronos' worm jerky sounds... Oh, God. Sounds better. Mr. Miles says sounds like overcooked fries to me. Kronos' worm ramen. Delish. Carlos says there's a theory that small gravity changes from Earth's core can slow down the perception of light, and that's what ghosts might be. That's a weird theory, Carlo. Chris Birdswood says, sorry, I have to cook for dinner. Have a great evening, everyone. Take care, Chris. Kronos says later to Chris. Chris says, see ya. Kronos says, I've got bacon, sausage, hash browns, eggs, and toast to make yet. Now, that sounds... Except for the sausage, I would eat all of that. And some mushrooms as well. Well, even better. Godspeeds his bird of prey. Was the Vulcan on the Enterprise Tuvok or a gap year, or was it his brother or something? I don't know. Anti-server is now playing Space Engineers. Why would that be? Could Anti-Tracker have logged onto his home computer from the road? No, that wouldn't show up as anti-server playing. Chris says, sorry, I have to cook dinner. I read that, but take care, Chris. Josh treats his bird that looked like the tribbles you put on your head today. Okay, Godspeed says Bird of Prey. In your pics on Facebook, you look mean. Lol. I look mean. Jason Ling says, looks like Bird of Prey needed Rogaine since not long after puberty. I did. Well, that's when I really tried Rogaine. Was back in college, and it wasn't doing anything. Kronos' Godspeed thought there was human on that episode. Godspeed says Kronos, hey man, you are well, and nope, it was a Vulcan. That's illogical. Carlos says that's a bad vibe. It's a bad. I've hit the PCU limit on the server and can't build the ship I showed you. You hit the PCU limit. The PCU limit's supposed to be per faction, not per person. I gotta see if I can still build. Kronos is Godspeed. I'll have to check him out again. Godspeed, or we could always, other people can contribute to that ship. I can contribute. Godspeed says Bird of Prey, what fictional woof would you love to try? What fictional woof? What the hell's a woof? Carlos says we'll increase the PCU amount, otherwise we won't be able to do too much. Jason says just funning with you, Bird of Prey, you're a good dude. That's okay, Jason, I don't mind. Azine says, yeah, the PCU limit is very low, just building a drilling rig. Godspeed says Bird of Prey, food, but my dog was barking, lol. Cinnabon says the neutral faction also hit the limit earlier. But I'm just curious, is it the faction limit that's hitting their limit, or is it individual users hitting the limit? Because I've heard different stories from different people. Carlos says, I can't even get around the limit with a projection. Sometimes you can, but not this time. Let's see, what else? What else we got going on in this video? Anything? We're still shooting. We're shooting snowmen. Let's go. The snow just got worse and worse as we got in later into the night. We're shooting different bottles. There were so many empty shells. Yeah. Where is it when I go out there? There we're shooting. I skipped. Oh, okay. So there I went out there carrying the gun. Because at this point I did not trust. I did not trust going out there and leaving the gun behind. Earlier I was going out there without the gun in my hand. So meaning somebody else had the gun. But at this point I wised up a little. No matter how much I trust them, I wasn't going to go out there without holding it myself. Let's see. Okay, so this thing here in the middle is my rum bottle. So that's what I shoot at first. The Qapla rum that I built, that I designed. And I'm happy to say that despite it being a .22 rifle, it takes 3 shots to destroy the bottle. The first shot is not enough, and I certainly hit it. Just watch my expert marksmanship. And oh, I'm asking if Sister O'Bright wants to shoot. She said no at first, but I think she changes her mind.
It's a television now. Yeah, the light's on, but you can easily. I mean, there, come out. Are we on tape? Tape is rolling.
Tape is rolling.
Nice.
There you go. 3 shots.
Yeah, you can easily see.
Yep, that's true.
The scope is very
Now that
clear.
it's sneakers, I'll see if I do it again.
I think she shoots next.
Oh, now there's 3 birds.
Ernest is itching to put more stuff on TV. Right, Ernest?
Okay, so I think we get the the point. What was this? Oh, Picard with the crystals. Okay, let me come back to being on camera. And there you go. Hello, everybody. Where are we? Carlos says, I think it might be a per person with the max per faction instead of just faction. The problem is, for me to make any adjustments, I have to restart the server. And every time we restarted the server, everybody's got kicked from their factions. And all the stuff. Now, the stuff doesn't get lost, but it doesn't get deleted, but you lose all your GPS coordinates and you're kicked from your factions. So unless you've manually saved your GPS coordinates to your own computer, like I suggest you open up a text document and save your landing site GPS coordinates to it, so you can bring them back in the game once it reboots. And then you can take a space pod or something, or a landing pod, and try to get back to your old starting location. If it all resets. Now, we were going to try not to restart it for the whole time Anti-Tricker was away, but if nobody can build anymore, I mean, I guess that would be something that I would have to restart it. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think I should attempt to adjust the settings and restart it after the stream later? Or should we just leave it be for now? It's you guys' call. I don't mind either way. And just please back up your GPS coordinates, because I know that's going to be a big pain if they get lost. And if you can, although I don't know what we could really do, but blueprint anything you built. Maybe you'll be able to. God forbid it gets lost. Maybe you can build it quicker. Again, I don't know. The server is not 100%. So that's where we are. That's the unfortunate truth. Kronos is the Trillium. The Trillium. Jason Link says Kronos Quark was dealing with Vulcan with the black market goods on DS9. Dan23 says Tim Russ was not a Vulcan in the TNG episode. Kronos says Jason, yeah, she was more Vulcan-like though. Godspeed says Kronos knows Season 2 T'Pol was looking for him. He was part of a group she meant to capture. Kronos says Godspeed on the 7th. Dan 23 says there was a Vulcan lady who was in the Marquee in DS9. Yes, that is true. Godspeed says Kronos, that's the time he had emotions and wasn't nuts. And Kronos says, and the ones who assaulted T'Pol. Kronos says, where were those Vulcans that worked to be away from the majority in Enterprise? I assume that they all kind of came back into society when the true teachings of Sarek were brought to the masses by Captain Archer and T'Pol. Godspeed's his bird of prey. Dude, you missed a lot of comments. And Jason Links his bird of prey. Gotta go. See you later. Live long and alpaca. Okay. So what comments did I miss? Okay, I do see there's quite a few bird of prey comments, so I will read those. Godspeed's his bird of prey. Was the Vulcan on Enterprise Tuvok on a gap year, or was it his brother or something? I read that one. Godspeed's his bird of prey. In your Facebook pics, you look mean. I read that one. Jason Link says, looks like bird of prey needed Krogan since not long after puberty. I read that one. Godspeed says, run bird of prey. A fictional woof would love you to try. I read that one. Jason Link says, just funning with you, bird of prey. You're a good dude. I'm pretty sure I read that one. Godspeed says, bird of prey. Food, but my dog was barking. I thought I read that one too. I don't know. TCU limit reached. I think there might be a person. Max, yeah, I read that. What's the point to Discord? Well, it's just another place to talk with people. Kronos says, Godspeed, wow, I never noticed that Russ was a Vulcan in Starship Mine. Devore, kinda weird the Vulcan would act like that. Godspeed Kronos, maybe he lost his sight of his logic, like that dude in Enterprise. Carlos says, Azine, have you hit the limit too? Maybe our faction hit the limit, because there's not much here. I will see if I can build anything. If not, I guess we hit the faction limit, and we're going to have to start. I mean, we can tear down my green ship, my big grid green ship that's not doing anything, and I don't know. We can. I honestly don't know what we can do. See if we could get some platinum or whatever. We could get thrusters. We could replace our engines that are atmospheric and hydrogen thrusters with impulse thrusters, which use a lot less PCU. But the only way to get that is to get into space and find it. And to get into space to find it, you need a pretty good ship. Because I was spent an hour plus going from asteroid to asteroid in just my jetpack, and I found a lot of minerals in space, but none of them were uranium or platinum, and that would be necessary for a ship. Carlos says, I have saved the cords for the base. I don't mind struggling to get back. If there are problems, you can use your admin power to help others find their bases. I'd prefer to build like I'm building. Dan23 says, I think yesterday was 25th years of use of the Defiant on TV. I saw something on Instagram and Google. That's very cool. 25 years since we first saw it, the Defiant. Anyway, in other news, I got my flu shot today. My doctor came early this morning. I told her the only bad time is between 11 and 12. And of course, she shows up 10 minutes to 11. But I got it done. You know what? Let's do another commercial. I'll be right back. This time I got a Jolo job.
Now don't be shy. You can get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
Only Arid has a patent on this formula that fights wetness. No leading deodorant spray stops odor better. And now Arid has a new baby fresh scent. It smells,
Get a little closer with the baby fresh scent of Arid Extra Dry.
Arid fights wetness and odor, now in a new baby fresh scent.
Good news today at the Ground Round.
You get a whole lot more at the Ground Round. You get a whole lot more.
What's the good news?
USDA Choice Top Sirloin Steak, just $3.99.
That's good news.
And new golden fried clams, also $3.99.
More good news.
Try our baked lemon butter scrod, just $3.99.
That is good news.
Steak, clam, scrod, just $3.99 each at participating Ground Rounds.
At the Ground Round, you get a whole lot more.
Right from the moment. Here's where it all started. The history will blow you away. Right from the arts, the symphony and the ballet. There's a lot to fit in. Right from the legend.
Are you the legend? Nah, he's the legend. Hey, I'm just marvelous.
Right from the heart.
To be part of Boston's exciting new spirit, just call 1-800-858-0200.
It'll cheer you right up. Boston is right from the start.
Do it up at the Gap.
Get that do it up feeling. Do it up.
Two great names in jeans do it up in style. With an exciting fall collection of denim and corduroy jeans in a rainbow of colors, Gloria Vanderbilt by Mershani and The Gap bring you the fit that stops traffic wherever you go.
Fall into the Gap.
Have a Gloria Vanderbilt fit at The Gap.
You're cool. You're crisp. You're hard to resist. You're bright. Ooh, refreshing you like. Ooh, you're Canada dry. You're a singular style. You're a reason to smile. You're clever. You're neat. You're never too sweet. Ooh, you're Canada dry. You tickle, you tickle, you make me laugh. Oh, ooh, you're Canada dry. Ooh, you're Canada dry.
Canada Dry. Yes. And those Gap jeans. Wow. Dan23 says, Bird of Prey. Kevin Feige says Star Wars will probably be more like Star Trek. Well, considering Star Trek Discovery became a lot more like Star Wars, I'm not surprised. In fact, Star Wars is more like Star Trek, but it's only because Star Trek became more like Star Wars with Star Trek Discovery, and I would imagine Star Trek Picard will be the same, since it's basically made by the same people. So I don't doubt it, I just don't believe that Star Wars is getting closer to Star Trek so much as Star Trek is getting closer to Star Wars. That's my opinion. Kronos says, wow, I need food. Well, Kronos, you should go eat. We're going to be ending here in just a minute. Ms. Londell says, Star Wars, more like Star Trek. I guess that then, of course, Star Trek will, of course, have to be more like Star Wars. Yeah, already is. Joseph for FFS. Who wants his woman to smell like a baby? Sick. Oh, Arid Extra Dry. You know, weird things in the 80s. Kronos, Mind the Gap. And Dan23 says, according to an interview with Doug Jones, there could be multiple federations in the future for Discovery Season 3. Well, here's the thing. What we saw, I mean, now granted, they've already proven that the short tracks aren't even canon in their own series, because they already edited a short track after the fact, or they edited the scene that was in the short track to change which ship the shuttlecraft came from that went down to rescue Saru. So they couldn't even keep consistent, within 2 months of production. Probably those scenes were shot at the same time, and later in editing they're like, oh shit, we can't even do this how we wanted to do it. So the fact that Calypso happened, if we were to believe that Calypso was real, then there's no Federation in the future. There's no remnants of the Federation in the future. If they're just saying there's multiple federations, I would believe it. I'd be like, well, we've seen it. We've seen Rome, you know? Rome split before it disappeared. You had the Eastern Roman Empire and the Western Roman Empire. It just got too big. It couldn't all be controlled from Rome, so it split. So, you know, it stands to reason that in the Federation, a few hundred years, the Federation gets so big, it ends up splitting. It's just too big to govern. But, you know, they maintain their technology. They maintain their history. So I could see it, but what we saw in Calypso, that's not the world where the Federation survived, even in a split form. In Calypso, the Federation was dead. Okay? If those people knew what Earth was, it was like a legend to them. They didn't know where they came from best I can remember. So that's just my opinion, obviously. However, Star Trek Discovery is not going to let what happened in a short trek ruin what they feel is a good storyline. So if it's better for the story to just forget Calypso ever happened, that is exactly what they'll do, because we've seen proof that they do that all the time. They will completely ignore their own storylines if a week or a month or 6 months later a storyline gets better, but they just have to forget they ever said anything. Over and over and over again in every season of Discovery. You know, Michael Burnham first picked up the dark matter, and was bringing it aboard the ship, but it just disappeared when she was transported. And then a week later, the dark matter is so heavy that it has its own gravity, and it falls in the shuttle bay, and it you know, smashes through like a deck, like it weighs a million tons. The smallest piece weighs 1,000,000 tons. So, yeah, they don't care. They will throw Calypso under the bus if they decide that they're going to change the storyline up to have 3 federations instead of no federation. And to be honest, I without thinking deep into it, I'm not completely against the idea of multiple federations, you know, come the future, the far future, that they've split, because it's just perhaps too big to govern. Joseph says, Kronos, I'm hungry as well, but had no food today. On the other hand, it's only 21 minutes after midnight. Kronos says, Joseph, wow, no food. Well, he means he hasn't had food in the 21 minutes since it's the day. Joseph says, it gets better. Yesterday, I only had 20 nuggets from McDonald's. I used to love McDonald's McNuggets. Then I had to stop eating them. Carlo Albanese says, I find it funny that fans said disco would be fine if it was set in the future, and now they take disco into the future and probably think that's what we meant. Yeah. Kronos Joseph, well, that's something at least. I had a friend when I was in college. He was a bodybuilder. We would go to McDonald's, and I would get like a double cheeseburger and a few fries. He would get 2 20-piece McNuggets, and he would eat every single one of them in the time it took me to eat a double cheeseburger and fries. And I'm a fast eater, believe me. People usually say that they can't believe how fast I eat And this guy put me to shame eating 40 McNuggets. He said it's just protein. Okay, whatever. Wasn't the worst. I mean, I don't know if I could have done. I could have. In my heyday, I bet my friends I could do 60 McNuggets in 10 minutes. I 100% know I could have done it, but unfortunately, I never got the chance. I ended up getting sick, and we never got a chance to do it. And unfortunately now, post sick me, my stomach I could not do 60 in 10 minutes. I could still do 10, probably, maybe even 20, but no way 60. My stomach is just much smaller than it was. I didn't get surgery, but it feels like I did. Carlos says, I find it funny that I read that. I'm sorry. Joseph is not a big eater anyway. Well, good for you. Kronos, I can't eat food fast. I take my damn time. Well, I learned to eat fast. I don't know why. Mr. Miles, I prefer to take my time with eating. Well, I understand, Mr. Miles. You never know when you're going to have your next meal. You gotta let it last. Maybe put some away. Carlos says, gotta leave the server for tonight. Go to bed soon. It's almost midnight here, but staying up until after this stream. Okay, Carlo. So what do you guys think? Are you anybody here besides Carlo playing on the server right now? Do you think I should attempt to reset it? Mr. Miles is exactly, I gotta stretch out my food supplies, never know, an anti-trigger might pay me again. You're like, Miles O'Brien. Oh, Mr. Miles, Chief, yes. You're like Mr. Miles in, the DS9 episode, where he gets put in a prison in his mind, but it still felt real. And, they have to hide food, because they don't get fed on a regular basis. And Mr. Miles says, and it gets cold in the winter. Kronos says, Mr. Miles, oh, not again. Dan23 says, see how many Oreos you can fit in your mouth. Lol, no, not anymore. Azine says, yep, if you don't give me 5 minutes to back up my GPS. I will give you a few minutes. You should start backing up your GPS anyway. Just in case the server reboots due to a lightning strike or something. You never know when it could reboot. Carlos, that was an excellent episode. Yes, O'Brien must suffer. Yeah, well, we got some good episodes to look forward to in our weekly reviews. Season 2 will start next Wednesday, so that's something to look forward to. Joseph, just check if anyone is playing. I am not. I'm going to play the begging game with my wife after the stream. Understood. Carlos says Epic and Hector were on. I mentioned to them about the GPS. Cool. I will, if I do the restart, I will give people, 5 or 10 minutes heads up so they can get to a safe place. And, we'll cross our fingers and hope things work correctly. Maybe they will because I'm doing it. I usually have good vibes like that. But you never know. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what time I'll be on. I will try to get on probably tomorrow afternoonish sometime. And we'll go from there. Maybe Anti-Tracker gets back Sunday. I'm not sure when he gets back. But we'll see. So, Qapla all, and if you need me, best way is to send me a message on the Anti-Tracker website, because I will get an email if you send me a personal message on the Anti-Tracker website. It'll come to my email, and I'll know to check it. I can't promise I'll check it immediately, but that's the best way if you don't have. If you put a message in Discord, honestly, I go days sometimes without checking Discord, so I am sorry. And honestly, if you tweet me, it's iffy. Sometimes I read them, sometimes I just forget. So Carlos says, have a wonderful night. Kronos says, Qapla, Bird of Prey, Mama Prey, Minions of Prey, and Sassy of Prey. Yosef, Qapla, Joe, Mama Prey, Sassy, and the flock. Mama Prey is waving to everybody. And Kronos, hashtag save Mr. Miles. Yes, let us all save Mr. Miles. And when Anti-Trucker gets back, we demand he pay Mr. Miles a living wage. Or take him in so Mr. Miles can live in the room that was formerly Thomas Potts. By the way, where is Thomas? He's probably at a baseball game again. Let's hope Thomas is okay. Dr. Alex just came in. Says, hello, Bird of Prey. Did the stream only just start? Nope, Dr. Alex. The stream was just about to end. But thank you for coming. You missed Mrs. Anti-Tracker. If you rewatch the stream, you'll see Mrs. Anti-Tracker and Anti-Tracker were both on earlier in the stream. And Mrs. Anti-Tracker mentioned you. So you should check it out. Take care. Good night. Qapla. Sorry, Dr. Alex. Darn. Darn. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Bird of Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.